Fantastic with the fantasy, fairy flying, fantastically, fantastic with the fantasy, fairy flying, fantastically, flying, fantastic with the fantasy, fairy flying, fantasy, flying, facts that I factualize, get to life as the imagination strike. Fantasy relies on imagining, imaginative, saying this. Fantastic, fantasy, fairies, fantasy, fun to fly, as the fairies relies on imaginate of the eyesight, all this fairy saying is saying, fantastic, yay. Fantastic with the magic. Imagine this, imagine that. All it's all to be. Hey, fantasy, facts that factory. Fantasy, say it as hey, back to the varsity, back to variety of that saying of the fairy flying, seeing the fantasy with the fantasy, imagination, fantastically, fantasy, fairies flying. Great fantasy. Very nice drinking and saying. Now, hey, let me say some things. Even though I wrote a little thing down, one thing after the next, so that would be the next saying. And so now it's the freestyle. You know I mentioned style. Fantasy sticking around. Fantasy, fairies flying, so fly, like the butterflies, like the dragonflies, like the dragons. To say, fun to see. Fantasy with the fantasy, fantastic fantasy. All the fairies as we fly, being the fairies also stricken in pride. Fantasy life. Ray.